Hey world, how's it going? It's Thursday in Omaha. Is it the 9th of January already? And I'm back, and I'm going to dedicate this video to Mason. Mason Brown is a musical friend in Atlanta, Georgia, who I played with and who I really I admire you, Mason. I do. I love what you do with your music. You have got some of you people, Dave Horowitz. I think it's so cool how you didn't know that I knew Mason. And in one of your videos, you featured Brain Worlds, where you had discovered Brain Worlds. That's my friend Mason. Brain Worlds, y'all. Seriously, some excellent drone. Taking Frippertronics in a whole nother direction. I think of Manuel Gotching Ashra Temple as well as a touchstone. Also, some of you folks might remember the band Jet by Day. Mason and my friend David Matesiak, that was their band, Jet by Day. So I just want to shout out to you, Mason. And also, Mason is on Indreama. Mason's on the Indreama. Really good to hear from you, Mason, and I hope I can get back down to Atlanta. I really enjoyed my visit with you guys a few years ago. Really enjoyed that. But Mason, I'm gonna do a mix, okay? You know how I mix my stuff up because I just have too much to say. And before I talk about what I'm playing for you, Mason, I want to say that judging on the comments I got from my video yesterday after my little rant, people are generally seeming to understand that I mean no ill will to anyone, including the people that I rant against. A couple folks got a hold of me, and two of them said that they, for a minute, felt insulted, but one person said once he read through, he saw. The other person is from Poland, and I hope you're watching because, you know, I don't know who you are, so what I'm complaining about a lot has to do with being here in America and in the U.S. And when I'm yelling and calling people nitwits and pinheads, I'm mostly talking about my American brothers and sisters. This country is asleep, okay? All right, let's move on. Mason, you wanted to hear about some electronic, and rather than going into a whole lot of deep study of my collection, because there's stuff here that I just have not listened to in ages, so I don't show it because I don't know to talk about it, this came to mind, and I'm playing it in the background. It's Drone, and I wonder if you know about this. I've talked about this band before. Noisemakers Fifes. Noisemakers Fifes, Noisemakers File. Now this really struck me this morning as one to play. This is not so much electronic as it is drone. And nothing came to mind right away when I tried to think of something electronic to share with you that you might not know about. But when it comes, I will. But this came to mind, Mason, so I don't know if you know Noisemakers Fifes, but this is awesome. Sounds to me like a fair amount of bowing going on. I also pulled, thinking of you, I haven't played it yet, because it's been a while, Illusion of Safety, Sedation and Quell. This is a strange, interesting group, and I've only listened to this once since I bought it, so I need to play it again, but I'm thinking this might be something of interest to you as well, Mason. Illusion of Safety. I'll tell you what, I wish in a way that you were on here so I could see some of what you've been buying. I'll just tell the vinyl community that Mason Brown has a pretty fantastic record collection too. Mason, David, Bradford Cox, those guys all grew up together. They're all buddies. David and Bradford live together. Bradford of Deer Hunter, and they're all crazy record collectors and music heads like me. When I stayed down there with David and Bradford, I was just it was like a kid in a candy store going through the records. Really good to hear from you, Mason. I pulled this because I need to play it. It's on the Meccano Records. I think it's Dutch. Crash. You can't crash. Car, skid, and crash. So I'm going to be putting this on this morning to check it out. To keep this short, I heard from Tim, the artist doing my artwork, and it sounds like we're going to be able to meet on Monday. And my plan is, when we meet, I'm putting the order in, okay? I've got my prices together. I'm doing 180 gram vinyl, splatter color vinyl based on the colors of the cover. And I'm going to have silver foil on the cover lettering. I'm literally sitting on zero to keep this amount of money clear so I can make this record. I don't mind doing this because, again, I don't care about having money in my pocket, just as long as the fucking man can't turn my lights off. You know? Do you feel me? The other last thing I'll say is, again, I feel even stronger every time I get on this thing that I need to say exactly what's on my mind, not pull punches, and keep talking about my concerns, because it is time to do so. I'm not a prophet. I'm not predicting the future. It doesn't take a prophet to predict anything. If you just fucking wake up and look around you, it's obvious what is coming down in the next year or two, which is we have a lot of rebuilding to do. We haven't started. It's still falling apart. So I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not. And one last thing. When the President of the United States, when his level of security is 10, 12 stages below the top levels of security in military, who's really running this motherfucker? And I gotta do this, guys. I know this is a music channel. No, it's Dereck's channel. Nothing good is coming from war anymore, guys. We need to stop. We're not going to, but I'm telling you. You argue with me all you want to, and you can. War is futile.